Ciao and welcome back. Today we will see how I took this creative beauty shot at home. Before diving into this video, I would like to say thanks to Isabel, the model, and Tracy, the makeup artist, for taking part in this photo shoot. Today, we will explore different setups I used to capture nice beauty shot and also creative images. As a main camera used on my channel, I have a Sony a7 IV, and in this case I used a 70 to 200mm lens, and then also I wanted to try the 90mm macro lens, which I used for some of the shots. I took these photos with a really small aperture to capture a lot of sharpness as well as depth of field. The lights I used are the Godox AD400 Pro, two of them in this case, and then since I wanted to add some colors, I used the small one, the AD100 Pro, which comes with very large amount of gels. As for modifiers, I used a beauty dish at the front, in some cases I just used a reflector, and then at the back I used one strip box, otherwise in some cases just the direct light. When shooting this kind of photography, I always recommend to create a mood board, mainly for posing idea to direct the model. Of course, you can adjust the model position while shooting, cause you are the one looking through the camera. So in case, for example, you need to lower or higher the chin, or maybe if it's nicer to look at the camera or maybe away. So just consider while shooting. The first photos had a very standard setup, and they also allowed me to break the ice with the model and establish that connection. I used a beauty dish in the front and a strip box to slightly illuminate the background. Can you try to look down here with a hand? After this set of photos, I added the Godox AD100 Pro with an orange gel to have a warm light on the background that will also reflect on the left side of the model's face. I also moved the main beauty dish more to the right to create Rembrandt lighting on the cheek. You can see some photos I took with this lighting setup. Then I prefer to move the light back to the front, still using hard shadow from the beauty dish, to achieve the classic butterfly shadow under the nose. I kept the background lights white in this case, since the makeup color were already very attractive. But let's now get to the exciting part of this shoot. At some point, I added an orange LED panel as the main light. I extended the shutter speed to 1/5 of a second to capture the movement, and then freeze the action with an AD100 Pro with a cyan gel at the front, which is on the left, and then a beauty dish providing a slight highlight at the front. To capture the movement, you can see in video how I move the camera with small taps, starting from almost out of the frame and then ending with the framed shot. Obviously, for this type of photos, you need to do mainly trials. Next, I wanted to experiment with a single side light, using the AD100 Pro with a cyan gel and then a blue gel to achieve this highly accentuated shot with strong shadows. Can we do a straight on? Many of these poses obtained are super interesting, as you can also see in the video. Then I had the idea of using a scarf that wrapped around the model with a harsh light from above. The idea was to obtain shots that were almost aggressive, and I'm very satisfied with some of the photos I got. As the final set, I placed the mirror on the table, which is usually on the wall in my house, to create this mystical reflection effect, and some photos turned out very unique. For lighting, I used a front-facing AD400 Pro, still with a beauty dish, and then two light on the background to reflect in the mirror, just white. I also experimented with a slightly slower shutter speed to capture a subtle ambient light. You can see that the effect is very evenly and pleasing. Here you can see some of the most beautiful shots I selected from this photo shoot. I hope you find this video helpful. I encourage you to try and practice this lighting setup I showed you in this video. I want to thank again Isabel and Tracy for taking part of this photoshoot. It was really nice working with you. Please subscribe to my channel to support me and also hit the thumb up down below. I'll see you in next video. Ciao!